I'll just test this mic monitoring before I crack on. What's that sound like now? Testing, testing. Let's go up a little bit. Testing, testing. The other vehicles, I just realised when I was sat in the cab then and getting the stream started, the other vehicles don't seem to... options. Let's knock it. The ambient volume up again. AI volume. That's better. I can hear them already, I think. Well, some I can. Let me just get comfortable. Right. First issue I think this game suffers from. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that every time I quit the game and come back in, it screws up my seat adjustment. Resets the seat adjustment. So I've got to put the card into the unit. Then I've got to change mode. This is something else that I need to feedback, and I completely missed it off. That it doesn't give you any form of on-screen acknowledgement that you've done them. Now this one here, EU control unit upset mode. If I've already upsetted that, I think, because my rest meter down there in the bottom right now says 8 hours 57 minutes, so that is actually the time on that is depreciating. So let's just have a look at the jobs. I think I started what I thought was a multi-pickup thing last night, but I've got to pick something up anyway, and then I've got to deliver it. We'll do that, and then I'm going to try a multi-drop. And then I'm also going today. Let me just see where my other truck is there. And yesterday I couldn't pick that truck up because we've discovered a bug yesterday, and it's now transpired that the bug is only present if you are in the Scania vehicles, and I'm in the MAN. So I should be able to pick my other truck up today. And once I pick that truck up, hang on, let's see where I've got to drive. Yeah, once I get that other truck picked up, I can then employ staff, because through some watching of other videos online and some digging, I've now found that you can employ people. Because yesterday when I was trying to employ someone, because I've got an available slot there, so if I go to try and employ Natalie, for example, you hover over the hire button and it doesn't highlight in orange, but it's because the detection box is off. So if I slightly and slowly move this, there you go, it turns orange, and then I can hire her, and then I can send her out on jobs. I can put her in a truck and I can send her out doing jobs for me. But we're not going to do that yet, because I want to do this delivery that I'm currently doing now. Fuel, am I right? I might need to top up of fuel for the first time in over 9 hours worth of gameplay. Hang on, let me figure out which way it's wanting me to go here. I can go either way by the looks of it. Shut the door properly. The sun's coming in.
Are you screaming?
I think I'm bugging these cats. Thought he was going to ram in the back of me then. Why is he coming? Oh, I've got to wait in the middle, have I? It says, right away. So they're not four-way lights then, as such. Oh, you pillock. Oh! Why did he go straight through? I mean, it's on red, but I'm going to go because he's been a dipshit in front. The AI needs work on this. The devs are fully aware of it. It's a thing they're gonna, I think, gonna be working on over time. I'm in the wrong lane here, really. If I'm going straight over it. Yeah, bad lad. Paul, good afternoon, bud. Oh, it's much better than Truck Driver. Much better. Shut the door. Even though, I'll say now, it's not without its problems, it's 100% better than Truck Driver, and it's even in its current state. And most of that is down to the fact that the map is much better. And stick it in cruise controls. Quite a fair journey this again. The journeys can be extremely long on this. And top tip, don't play it when you're really tired. Especially when you've got cargo on board. I delivered some cargo last night because I was really tired. I delivered some cargo and it was like 55% damaged. So I barely got any of the money that I should have got for doing the job. Well, the map on this is... I'm not sure if it's a faithful exact recreation of Germany, but this is set in Germany, and you've got all the necessary cities and towns that you associate with Germany, like Berlin, Dortmund, Stuttgart, Munich, and all those, and you've got these long stretches of motorways connecting them all together. So again, I don't know if it's a faithful recreation of it or just like an imitation stroke representation of it, but you do have full-on cities that you can drive to and from, long stretches of motorways and country lanes to go from. When I get to where I'm going, I'll in fact no, let me give you a glimpse of the map now, because it pauses the game when you go on the map. So touchpad on the PS5 takes into the map. That's currently where I am, so I've just left Cologne and I'm driving down to... I'm going past Frankfurt, Nuremberg, and I'm going all the way down to Munchen to deliver some cargo that I've got on board. And if I over here I've got a trailer or and a truck that I can pick up. Now, one of the bugs on the game that we discovered yesterday is that when you first start the game, you get a choice of having a Scania truck or a MAN truck. When you choose the Scania truck and then you drive down to that location to pick up that second truck that you've been given in the game, there's a bug that when you get in that truck, you can't see anything. The screen just goes black and you can't see anything. They're fully aware of it, the devs are fully aware of it. You don't get that bug if you start in a MAN truck, but you do get it in the Scania truck. So, like I say, the devs are fully aware of it. I've emailed them this morning with a bunch of bugs that I found, and also a bunch of what I suggest are constructive feedback and quality of life improvements to the game for the experience, and they're working on them. They are actively working on a lot of them, and some of them are already, they've emailed me back saying that some of them are already internally fixed, and I think I've recently heard now that they are now releasing a day one patch when it's officially out on the 11th, which they weren't initially. They were working on a patch and they were gonna release it when it was ready, but now they're gonna rush one out just to fix some of the little minor niggles and the bug with the truck, because it's a game breaking bug really. It stops your progression. If you pick a Scania truck, it completely halts your progression in the game. You can still do deliveries, but you're going to always never be able to get a bigger trailer unless you grind it out and earn money. And then buy another truck and trailer. But the levelling on it, I mean, I did a 4.5 hour stream of this yesterday, just over 4.5 hours. It's about 4 hours 40 minute stream of this, and I hit level 1 again. Let me just go back to this screen, because if you go back to the overview screen, I'm level 1. It took me about 5 hours to hit that. So this is my company, All's Goodsman. My headquarters is in Hamburg. Logistics wise, this is the current job that I'm doing. So I'm picking something up and I'm delivering it to, in fact, the mission I'm doing now, I'm doing a multi-drop here in a way, because I'm doing the pickup now where I'm picking up in Munchen and then I'm delivering to Nürnberg. So I think it's part of a multi-drop that I started last night. Vehicles, I own 2. I've got the rigid box truck that I'm currently in, and then I've got this one which has got the cattle trailer attached to it, which I need to go and pick up, which again, going back to what my point I've just said, if I'd have got in the Scania truck, I wouldn't have been able to pick that up, so that would have halted my progress, but I now can. And you can employ people, and once you get more trucks and you employ people, you can send them out and do jobs for you and build your money and your reputation up for you. Finances, I'm still operating in the green, so that's okay. So it's quite deep from the outset. It's quite deep, and it's got a lot of potential. It just needs a little bit of TLC around the edges in terms of things like the AI is a bit silly and sometimes a bit overly aggressive. There's things like Sharky said that he wanted a invert camera option, which the devs have informed me they're working on. The bottom right hand side of the screen where your map system is, your navigation system, I've asked if there's any way of getting more information displayed in that, in terms of like journey distance or journey distance remaining or anything of that kind of nature, because it seems really bare bones. Rogan, afternoon bud. Ooh, so it's, I don't know why you break then. So it's all positive news from the reply that the devs have sent back to me this morning, because I'm now in touch with a guy named Martin, who's the main go-to guy for feedback. It's all looking positive. There's a lot of things in the pipeline that they're working on. Andy, thanks for the raid, bud, and welcome to your viewers. Did you sort your Elgato out, Andy? Are you still having? Are you still needing to tinker with it. Oh, you. Always speeding. Always got to get to where I need to get to, Hunt Rogan. Muffins. It's miles better than ETS, this is. Or that's at least what we tell Vam. Let's set cruise control on. There you go, cruise control, stop me getting over the speed limit so often. I hope he doesn't think I'm hogging this lane. He can go around me if he wants to get in the fast lane. Torrance, good afternoon, welcome back. Bryant, good afternoon, bud, welcome. It's alright, Bryant, it's alright. Despite the minor little quips, I'm enjoying it, to be honest. It's got a lot going for it. It's ticking a lot of the right boxes. It just needs a little bit of TLC. Some quality of life improvements won't go amiss. You have to be ever so finicky on the steering as well. So if I'm being restricted to 80 mile an hour, surely if they're overtaking me in them lanes, they're exceeding the limits. But then again, the game doesn't penalise you in any way for exceeding speed limits or running red lights, as of yet. When running on a controller, Brian, the settings that I've currently got are the best ones that I could find after spending a good hour yesterday morning tinkering with them. And then I watched somebody else whilst I was doing the homeschooling, waiting for play it. I watched somebody else stream it, and he'd actually got a dev in the stream with him, and he advised him on what settings to put for the controls to sort out the lag on the steering wheel. So if I go to settings, he advised him to knock them top two up there, the steering speed and the steering release speed, all the way up to 10. Take off the steer damping down to 0, and then these two are personal preference. But that's what the dev actually told the guy who was streaming it yesterday morning. Oh yeah, Torrance, it has, yeah. It has a lot of potential. As I said yesterday when I streamed it, and I enjoyed my time with it yesterday, to be honest. I went back on it late last night as well. Once the wife had got in and had tea and we were all settled, I went back on it and did a few more deliveries. And like I said, I don't want to come across as a broken record, but as long as they don't abandon it, and as long as they don't give up on it, it's got a hell of a lot of potential. I mean, they've already done one better than what Truck Driver did, because they've got licensed trucks. So that must have cost them some money. Because if you remember, Truck Driver had imitations of well-known trucks that we know, but through licensing didn't have any actual brands, whereas this has 2 official real-life branded trucks in it. Yeah, you might be right. It might be right, Rogan. I think about another month, get one big patch out, and I think they'd be sorted. I mean, somebody was being quite harsh on it yesterday and saying that when they discovered the bug with the Scania truck, which is a game progress halting bug as well, in a way, they were saying that in that current state they could not wholeheartedly recommend anybody buying it whatsoever, at all. Because it isn't a minor bug, it's a game breaking bug, in a way, in terms of your progression. I mean, if anybody, for example, has started the game and is running with Scania, and is just, when they realise they got a bug with the cattle trailer, that they couldn't pick it up. Game Tech. Yeah, I watch him quite a lot. Let me finish my previous point. So, yeah, anybody starting with the Scania who can't pick up the cattle trailer, if they decide to go about their business and sink a lot of hours into the game and just do random delivery drop-offs, and then they drop the patch and they lose a save game progress, it's going to annoy a lot of people, that. But yeah, Game Tech, I've watched quite a lot. Discovered him through. I actually discovered him when I was eyeing up Truck Driver, and then one thing led to another, and I started watching his videos for Bus Simulator as well. And he championed the hell out of Truck Driver. He wanted it to do well, and he was in direct contact with the devs all the time, and they were throwing promises at him left, right, and centre of what fixes were going to be in the game, what was coming to the game, and they just let him down. And I think that hurt him, to be honest. I think that's why he now adopts the stance where he never tells anybody to pre-order a game, ever. Because I think he got bitten, and a lot of people got bitten by Truck Driver. Yeah, he championed the crap out of Truck Driver. I remember watching his videos intently. Every time the dev dropped another development update, he was all over it, and he was championing it, and he was on his channel showing it off. And he got massively let down. He even did an interview with the devs at one point where he was in direct video call with them on like a Zoom call, where they were saying, yeah, we've just merged with another dev who were going to come in as like a side team, and they're going to help us with the updates to get it up to standard, and it just never happened. Sharky, good afternoon, bud. Well, he seems to have adopted a different approach now, Paul, on these recent videos that I've watched, where he will kind of like, he'll show you the game, and he'll openly say, I'm here to show you the game, and he'll show you the game in great detail, and he is very thorough, but he'll never recommend you buy the game. But he streamed the Xbox version of it last night, and it was a bit of a mess compared to this version running on the PS5. It was a bit of a mess, to be honest. And he just spent most of his stream with his head in his hands, just disappointed at what a mess it was. And he said, I can't recommend the game. I can't recommend you out and buy it in its current state. Right, next fueling station coming up. I don't need to, but I think I will refuel. Let's get speeding. I found the AI can be a bit naughty on this sometimes. Like, I'll go past this bus, and if I'm a millimetre in his lane, he'll swipe my back end out. What difference can you see, Rogan? You know about the mirrors? The mirrors are, apparently, they've said that the mirrors are switched off completely across all Xbox versions. Because of the frame rate issues, that they can't get a stable frame rate if they have the mirrors on. So where is the more pop-in on this or the Xbox? I'm wondering if it's there's not as much car pop-in on this. I put this on the daughter's PS4 last night upstairs, and it doesn't have working mirrors on the base PS4. Well, Jason at GameTech this afternoon has done a stream of this running on the Xbox One X, and again, that has no mirrors. I don't know about the Series X. Yeah, there's no mirrors on the Xbox One X. There's no mirrors on the Series X either. Are you running this on the Series X, Rogan, and there's no mirrors? So they've literally switched mirrors off across all of the Xbox versions, across that ecosystem, which is really, really bizarre. Because you'd think the Series X would absolutely batter this and not even break into a sweat. Well, there's a rumour, I don't know how true it is, but there's a rumour that the devs have actually got a PS5 dev kit, and there is a rumour of an actual PS5 version. They just don't know whether it's going to be an actual free upgrade for people who've bought it on the PS4, or an actual dedicated PS5 version released later down the line. Yeah, no, my initial thoughts, Brian, when I first fired it up yesterday morning, especially with the menu systems, is that it felt like a really cheap early port of a PC version, direct port, because the menu systems look like they are designed for mouse and keyboard. And then I know it's only a minor thing, but in my list of bugs and feedback, I've mentioned the horn, and I've said that the horn sounds terrible on the console versions, and I'm sure I've heard the horn on PC versions when it's been streamed, and it actually sounds like a truck horn should sound. And they've replied saying that they've left the default value in by mistake. Because the horn is switchable on PC, you can actually change the horn. Whereas on this, you can't. There's very little you can change, to be honest. The menus and the settings are extremely bare bones. But again, I don't want to completely shit all over it, because to be fair, the driving and the map in which you drew all that driving, I really like. And I like the delivery system, you know, it's done away with all that nonsense that Truck Driver had with that campaign, with all those bloody talky sections. Well, they weren't talky really, they were just like speech bubbles. Just had speech bubble dialogue pop up, and you had to wait for the conversation to finish before you could actually crack on and get in your truck and go and drive. Where this is pretty much no nonsense. Pick a company on the map, pick a job, go do it. And I applaud them for the extra little steps they've taken for the immersion, like the things of getting out of your truck to go to the freight office. And opening your cargo doors. So I applaud them for the little things they've done, you know. Let's get some fuel stuck in it. There you go. Trophy earned. Because I didn't fill it up all the way yesterday. But then I'd seen there was a trophy for filling it up to the max. I'm assuming I do get back out this way. K3, afternoon, bud. I've mentioned in my list of feedback as well about the resting system on it. The resting system is bizarre, so now that I've activated the resting, my taco card, is it called? I think again I'm on a truck driver, but I've looked up various tips pages about the sleep system, and because I've inserted the card and activated the card, my sleep meter is now ticking down, so that I can do 9 hours, a 9-hour shift in a day. But the resting system now is like, when that gets to 0 and the game starts to tell me that I need to rest, I could literally still be driving along this road and choose to rest. The screen will go black and I'll get a timer ticking down in accelerated form, and then once the timer's hit 0, showing that I've completed my rest, it'll put me back on this road, just a few hundred yards down the road. And I've asked and requested if the resting system can be done so that you actually have to go to a resting location, so that you'd have to be a bit more cautious planning your journeys. Well, we've got thingy on the motorway sections. You've got the fuel stops. So I've suggested and said, why can't we have like official resting stations where we have to actually park up and then rest, and then you'd have to plan. You'd have to then make the choice and gamble when you're down the runway, not the runway, the motorway, of whether you opt to take a rest stop before you set off on any more legs of your journey. And you'd have to throw more caution to the wind on it. I mean, I know Sharky's having a bit of banter there about ETS, and ETS and ATS are great games, and they've come a long way. But that's the point. They've come a long way. They've been going for years, and I've seen comments made where people have said, what you got to remember is that ETS didn't have working mirrors when it first came out. So as much as it's banter just to kind of annoy Van when he's around. Am I going in here? The green line shows different. I'm going in. Now that poster in front there, is that some kind of hint? Is that something they're working on? Autobahn Simulator, Police Simulator 2? Or is that a game that's already in existence? Oops. Oops. So something else I've mentioned to them during my list of suggestions is that when you're reversing this up, to get these yellow guidelines to go green so that you can officially complete a job and get your cargo unloaded, you have to pretty much back it up all the way to this door. And when you do that and then you come here to try and get behind the truck to open the cargo doors, you can't. And I've asked them about that, and they've said that is through design, and that's the way it is. So what you have to find is open the doors first, and then reverse it back a bit further. Have I done this job cockeyed? See, I can't get behind there now to see. I think I've done this job cockeyed. So I'm picking up at Munchen. And I'm delivering. So have I completely fluffed this and not picked them up? What have I done wrong here? No, because I'm up there, so I've got to go down to Munchen for the pickup and then deliver them back to here. So I've got to stay on the green line. I've been a dipshit here. Right, let's slightly cheat. I'm not going to look because they'll clip through the wall and just break the immersion. So we'll keep on following the green line. I'm guessing here. get this job done, and then we'll go pick up that other big trailer. Because I want to see what it's like actually driving an Arctic rather than just this rigid box that I'm driving. I'll just pause it while I drink my tea actually, for it was freezing cold. Oh, indicate then. Check my mirrors will indicate. That'd have saved me right then if you'd have tried to take a chunk out of my back end. I find it astonishing, really, that you say, Rugen, that the pop-in is awful on the Series X. Surely, boy, no, this is the PS5 running this. It's not the PS5 version, and it's not enhanced for the PS5, so it's literally just running the PS4 version via backwards compatibility. Ooh. Well, these are all obviously breaking the speed limit because they're all passing me. Do truck drivers have different set of rules? Oh, okay then, Rogan. I'll tune into that then, without doubt. Hang on. Right, it's paused. Right, you're gonna get a blue screen in a minute, I think. Right, I've no way of changing the stream quality unless I kill the stream. And I did forget to change what I was streaming in, to be honest. I completely forgot to check. Yeah, Shawnee boy, have you pre-ordered it digital or disc? I tried it on my daughter's PS4. My daughter's got a base PS4 upstairs, Rogan, and I tried it on that last night. And it's got to be fair, I didn't actually drive a truck. I literally just booted the game up, sat in the cab at the beginning just to see if it had got working mirrors, and it hadn't. I didn't actually drive it to see what the frame rate was like. I might have a pop at it tonight and see what it's like when it's actually in motion. When Jason was streaming it last night on the original OG Xbox One, not even the Xbox One S, it looked awful, to be fair. Frame rate wise, it looked awful, and it's got no mirrors. And the devs are apparently saying the reason they can't put mirrors, activate mirrors in the game, is because it impacts on the frame rate even more. And yet on base consoles, it's got the old Cyberpunk syndrome. When it's auto-saving, have you noticed how it stops for about a second when it's auto-saving and the sound goes off? Is that coming across on stream? Because that scares me. That makes me think the game's freezing and it's going to kick me back to the dashboard. And that's something that's been fed back as well. Now I kind of wish, because I need to turn my lights on right now, and I kind of wish there was a shortcut button for the lights, rather than needing to do that. Right, I'm going to pull up on the odd shoulder and do this rest mechanism thing, which is a bit bizarre. I wish I'd left it off, to be honest. Unless they put a proper system in where you need to actually go and park up at like a hotel or a service station, I wish I'd left it off. So I've no idea how to do it either, because I turned it on now. Now I no idea how to reset that. Is it reset truck? Nope. I can go here a minute off the road. Go to change EU card. Unit card in, out, or change mode. I think I should have left this off because I swear to God that Game Tech had an issue with this last night where he had to keep coming in and out the vehicle, and I wished I'd left it off. So put card in slot. Switch to driving mode and prompt. Oh, I think I broke it because there's a bug with this, and I think I broke it. Why is me truck doing that? There we go. I've no idea what I did. I have no idea what I did. I just literally quit out all the menus, drove forward, and then it activated the rest mode and accelerated time. And it's still wanting me to switch driving mode. I wished I'd have left that off. I hope I just have left it off by not confirming the mode. Not just get me bearings. That 9 hours thing in the nav system now isn't ticking down. If I can keep that from ticking down, I'm not activating that mode again, because until they put a proper system in place, it's pointless. And I'm pretty sure as well, Rogan, that Game Tech touched on it being a bit broke. The whole mechanism of needing to quit out of menus to go back in. Yeah, it's bizarre. Well, you do this for a living, don't you? So you're going to know how that system works. So is that essentially like a clocking in system that they've tried to incorporate in the game but done a piss poor job of doing it? To be honest, Rogan, this whole menu here that you bring up using the D-pad, I think that could have the whole lot of that could have been done better than what it has been doing, because I don't get all this whole lights up malarkey. I get it, but it could have been. I think it could have been incorporated and worded better than lights up, and if they'd had it on somewhat like a radial system instead. And the gearbox, I have no idea what the point of the gearbox thing is, bearing in mind there's no manual transmission in the game. So this is where I'm picking the stuff up. See, these loading bays aren't too bad because you can still get at the back doors. It's one way I've got these bays. Why is it telling me to open the doors? I don't. Why is it still telling me to look at the cargo bay doors to open them? Do you know what? I might have to sack this job off because I think I've messed this job up. Because I can't get rid of that off screen. Or is it just a bug? Have I got another bug here where I can't get rid of the prompt? Right, hang on. Because that's the main menu, because it saves when you get in and out of the truck. It does the auto save. You can't, Shawnee boy. When I get back into the game in a minute, I'll show you the menus and everything that you can control. Like I say, they're very, very bare bones. I'll try that in a minute, Brian. If it still says it now, I'll try that. But the markers on the floor have gone. So I'm assuming that I don't need to go in that parking bay now. No, it's still saying it. Right, let's try reversing it and see what happens. But the markers on the 4 have gone, so I don't think it wants me to go in there. Hang on, hang on. Now it's telling me to put my driver card in again. So menu anyway, let me just show you the menu. So in the menu, when you pause it, you've obviously got this menu, which can be brought up by pressing the touchpad on the PS4 or 5 anyway. So go back out of that. Controls, they're pretty much as standard. Accelerate on your throttle, your triggers, brake on your other trigger. Your signals are done on your bumper buttons and your shoulder buttons. Self-explanatory stuff. Go back to options. On the options, I've got the language I can display the game in. Show triggers. Oh, yeah, I can choose turn tutorials off. What's triggers though? What's show triggers? Then you've got some control settings for the sensitivities, and then you've got volume settings. Right, that has gone for now, but then will I need that on for when I get to where I'm going to go? We'll see. Let's go drop this off at the next location. Yeah, delivery now to Nürnberg, which is just up the road, I think. Yeah. Steam, hi bud. You okay? Oh wow. Not that many through, did they? I tried this on my daughter's PS4 last night, Steam, and it has no working mirrors on the PS4 base. PS4. That's it, Sharky's finished work. His feet up. How are we feeling, Shark? Are you feeling better for streaming tonight, or are you still a bit under the weather? Nice. Well, this will take me up. My stream will take me up to about tea time, when I'll have to come off and feed the kids and not overshoot my time like I did last night and get myself put in the doghouse almost. And then I can get tea sorted, put my feet up and tune in for your stream. I want to get this job done, and then the most important thing I want to do today on this stream is to go and grab that other truck and the cattle trailer. I'm still level 1. It took me about 5 hours yesterday to hit level 1. And let me just show you this quickly, because I was under the impression that there were certain things I couldn't do in the game. One of them was the sleep timer thing on the bottom right of the nav system. That wasn't going down, but that was just me not knowing a certain feature of the game, which I now know about, but I'm not bothered about, if you get me. I don't want to activate that because it's a pain in the ass. But the other thing is the employees. I couldn't hire anybody yesterday, and I thought maybe that was locked behind the need to level up, but it's not. So if I show you this now, I've got an available slot for an employee. So if I go to my list of potential employees, and then I go to Ian, for example, with his cheesy old grin, if I go on to hire, I can't do anything. If I press on that button now, it'll just do that. But when I go to employees, I've still not employed him, even though I pressed on hire. So if I go back to it again, hire, bring the pointer down here, and then slowly move the pointer over here, it'll eventually turn orange, and then I can hire him now if I want to. The hitbox detection is off on it, so the only thing that's really locked behind leveling is like your trailers and your trucks. So once I go get this other truck, when I've done this delivery, I'll be able to hire someone and start sending someone else out doing jobs for me and earning me money and reputation. Well, you've got David Blaine. You've got David Blaine, and you've got Jason Bradbury off the Gadget Show. And then you've got what's his face off. What's he off? He the bad guy in Horizon Zero Dawn. That's Gary off Coronation Street. I have got that game, Joe Miles, yeah. I have got that game. Played it quite a lot at release, but it just turned into a massive disappointment with nothing added into it. And no real reason to return to it or keep playing it. To be honest, unless they get ATS or ETS across the console now on these next-gen consoles, I think this is pretty much the last shot at getting a decent truck driver game or truck simulation game on consoles. And yet there's a massive gap for it, I think. As we've seen with games like Train Sim and Farm Sim and whatnot, you know, people love having those kind of the ability and the opportunity to play them on console. But the map on this, I've got to take my hat off and give credit where credit's due. They've got the perfect blueprint to turn this into something special, because they've got the trucks, they've got the license for the trucks, you know, branded trucks rather than just generic trucks. They've got the license for them. The driving isn't too bad on controller, and the map is the standout for me. The map is the standout feature, and they've got no frills, you know, no nonsense story mode attached to it with cheap feeling dialogue attached like Truck Driver did. You literally just get in your truck, go do deliveries, and just drive this map. And the map is brilliant, and I'll give them credit where it's due. And it's in their hands now. They can only throw this away by not committing. Oh, it's because I was reading chat. Hang on. I changed these here, Sharky, and I did them on the basis of another stream that I was watching yesterday morning. There was an actual dev in from the game, and he recommended these settings. The bottom two are personal preference, but the top two he said that they needed setting at them, and that was a dev. So I left them at that. Because if I knock them down a notch, I find that the steering goes dead stiff. Oh, oh, oh. So yeah, I only used those settings literally because a dev recommended them in another stream I was watching yesterday morning whilst I was homeschooling. Could do with the centre re button as well, to slap the camera back in the centre position. Yeah, I was doing jobs last night, Sharky, and it was taking me forever to drive a certain stretch of roads to get to where I was going. The map is a million times better than Truck Driver's map. I mean, it's set in Germany, this map is, and it's got all the cities that you associate, cities and towns that you associate with Germany. I'm just not sure whether it's a perfect recreation of Germany or just a loose translation of it. But it still adds up to give you a good, robust map to drive around on and do deliveries. I've turned it off. I've not reactivated that Gmild. It's a bit finicky until until I know that A, it's working properly, and then B, on how to actually work it and what the process is. I'm not that bothered about it because it gives you. It says 9 hours down on the bottom right. 9 hours translated into actual game time of the game is about 55 minutes. And I don't really want to be needing to finick around with that every 55 minutes or so. Especially when they haven't really done it right so that you can actually rest whilst you're still driving your truck, rather than the need to park up at an official resting spot. I'd rather not bother if the immersion isn't, you know, if it doesn't add to the immersion and it isn't done right, I'm not that bothered. Here we go. I'm going to Asphalt again. Asphalt. No worries, Rogan. Thanks for stopping by, bud. And I'll try and catch a bit of your stream tonight to see what this looks like on the Series X. Yeah, I mean, there is that, isn't there? There is that it's only £25 and it's not breaking the bank. And it's in a much better state than Truck Driver ever was. So even if they just threw a couple of updates at this and then suddenly, through factors beyond their control, they just threw the towel in, there's still a lot of game to enjoy here for 25 quid. I've got a feeling that this is glitched on me because I have got no... Even though this is telling me that this is the finishing line, I have got no markers for me to complete the job. So I might have to sack this job off. Because something's gone airy there. Because I am definitely at the right place. Let me just kill the ignition. Let's get out. Let's see if I can just make sure I've not missed it and it's not round like the other side of the building. I'm not sure how far away from your truck you can walk. If there's like a limit. I can't get round there. No, it's weird, Briar, because it's not. It's certainly not pushing the limits of the PS5 that I'm running it on. But I do think it's benefiting from the power of the PS5 for obvious reasons that I've got working mirrors on the PS5 and the PS4 base PS4. I can only speak for doesn't have working mirrors, and yet. You know, I mean, it's only an indie developer at the end of the day, but even so, you see all this running on the PS4, running to the likes of what the PS4 is capable, and it runs things like God of War and Ghost of Tsushima, then, you know, it's not on the same level, and there's no way that this is pushing the limits of the PS4, but it's obviously, they're obviously having difficulty optimising it, because they can't get mirrors running on it without sacrificing or taking a hit on the frame rate. I've got an issue here then, because it's telling me that this is the finish point, and yet I cannot drop off the stuff. I'm going to put the tutorials back on. See, it's still telling me about the cargo bay doors. So I'm going to scrap that. You get a small penalty for doing it. So that's done. So next stop now is going to be then is to go and get my truck, my other truck, which is there. What's it doing? Wolfman, evening, bud. The markers weren't there, were they? I mean, I've cancelled it now, but I'm pretty sure they weren't. I saw that little bit of yellow by the door there, but there was I couldn't see any like you get like a box on the floor they have to drive into that I couldn't see. See, I've had no crashes of the actual game, Wolfman. Of it kicking me to the dashboard or freezing up on me so that I have to hard reset my console. I've had nothing of that nature. Touch wood, nothing. There's one game progression breaking bug that they are aware of. That they've already they've said internally they've already fixed it. So I take it that's going to get fixed with the day one patch. And that's when you start the game and you get to choose between the Scania or the man. If you choose the Scania, and then you go and pick up, you go pick up your cattle trailer, that's there. When you get in that cattle trailer, you just get a black screen. You still get game audio and game sound and engine sounds, but you get a black screen. And it only happens when you choose the Scania vehicle. That's the main game-breaking bug or game progression bug that I've had. But I've fed it all back to them and they're aware of it, and apparently it's internally fixed. So that's probably going to land in... Let me delete all these. In a patch. Which I think... the patch they are pushing through now for day one, because originally I don't think they intended to have a day one patch, because I think they were working on a bigger patch to release a few more weeks down the line to fix more stuff, but I think they've got no choice but to drop on day one and then continue working on other stuff. Right, why will it not let me stick a marker down for that? It did the other day. I mean, push comes to shove. Oh, there you go. Add route to truck. There you go. So now I've got a route. Yeah, when I started my stream yesterday at around about 3 o'clock, for the first 50 minutes or so, I was getting used to the systems and driving really terribly, as Andy will vouch for. And then I went to pick up this trailer that I'm about to now go and get, and when I got in it, the screen was just black. So I tried coming back out of the game, going to the main menu, going back in, still exactly the same. Started a new game but picked the MAN truck instead of the Scania. But I consciously chose not to go back and try and get that, because I just took it as read that it was broke for everything. So I just went about my business, just undertaking delivery straight away. But apparently, you can actually go and get, if you're in a MAN truck, which I am, I can go get that now, which I'm about to do. But yeah, in terms of the game crashing to the dashboard or locking up on me or freezing, I've had nothing of the sort. You can get that, Sharky, you can dolly trailers on this. What is he doing there? Oh, no, it's... I had all intentions of grabbing the Train SimWorld DLC yesterday, until this landed in my email one day early. And then I just never bothered because I was stuck on this all day. But what slightly annoyed me with the Train SimWorld DLC is that they were offering a 10% off if you pre-ordered it via Steam, but console players got nothing, even if trying to find it within the game, the store within the game. There was nothing. Something else I'd like to see to put my teeth in, come to this eventually is truck customization, paint jobs and the like. Because they look very generic, don't they? In terms of the trailer design, that is. Ooh. Come on. Don't try to pull off when you've still got your parking brake on, and then go to take your parking brake off whilst you're still on the accelerator because your truck just decides to thrust backward rather than forward. I'm nitpicking, to be honest, Wolfman. I am nitpicking because I think I'm still going to grab it. At the end of the day, I've saved £25 on this. That's the way I'm looking at it. Because I was considering both. I was pretty much all set to get this next week. Once I'd seen it running. So I still think I'm going to grab it at some point. I might grab it after I've finished my stream tonight. But I've also grabbed that the Falconeer off Game Pass because I was toying with the idea of buying that a couple of weeks ago. I'm surprised that didn't go on Game Pass from day one because that was kind of like being touted with Xbox exclusives being non-existent for launch day for the Series X. That was being touted as a launch day game. So I'm surprised that never made it to Game Pass on launch day, to be fair. Just concentrating and so get onto the motorway. You talk freely amongst yourselves a second. Cruise control, yeah, I know. I'm always speeding though, just to the annoyance of Rogan. So after what must be best part of easily 11 hours now on this game, the only truck I've drove is this rigid. Hang on. Rigid box trailer that I've got. That's the only thing I've drove. So when I finally get to where I'm going in a bit, it's gonna be like a whole new experience and challenge for me. Wolf, you have a good evening, bud, and I'll catch you later. Thanks for popping by. Andy was getting himself used to his Elgato earlier on, and he was streaming Grounded, and he was. I'm gonna have to be really careful now when I come out of this game, because with having an Elgato, it's gonna stream everything, and it won't stop the stream until I say so. So it'll just carry on streaming. I was like, yeah, Andy, you need to remove that Pornhub icon from your Xbox desktop favourites. To be fair, he's given up on it. I don't know if he's still working, but he told me he'd given up on it because he was having issues with the sound and whatnot. And I think he's thrown the towel in for today. What do you want? I can't hear you. What do you mean they can pass HDMI 2.1? They can or they can't. Damien Francis is under the influence. See, this is why I never set up my PSVR on the PS5 as well, because the processing unit, the box where all your HDMI's plug into for the PSVR, wouldn't have passed through all these new 120 frames, 2.1s, and all sorts. So I'm like, do you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be bothered. As much as some people were saying that a handful of games are benefiting from it, from the PS5 upgrade, I couldn't be bothered. And I tell you what, since I've had the Oculus the other week, it gives you much more freedom, I find, with the Oculus. Because with the PSVR, you're always tied into the need to always be positioned so that you're stood looking at the PlayStation camera. Alright, it's all kicking off in front. Whoa, look at him. Venrith, evening, bud. Andy was spreading slanderous rumours about you earlier on. You and Vam saying that you nicked all his food and grounded. Zodius, good evening. Look at him. I mean, flash at me, arsehole. Flashing your hazard lights at me. Cut me up. I said it was Vam. I said it was Vam that had nicked all the food. And that's why Andy said he's made the bridge bigger so that Vam can get across it. He said he's had to make the bridge wider. Yeah, structural supports. Warning, wide load coming through. Vam coming through all the swag. Oh, I need to move back over there actually. They're all backing up behind me. Set cruise control off. Set the foot down. Really? It's hard to keep up with chat when you're streaming this game though, unlike Train Sim where you can, for a couple of minutes, like when you know you've got like a 4 mile stretch of track in front of you, you're right to have a glance down at the chat. Am I good for fuel? Yeah, I'm fine. Fuel seems to go a long way in this game. I'd love to have like a stat screen to see how many miles I'd covered. Because if the trophies are the same as the Xbox achievements, there's some achievements on the Xbox that are tied into distance covered. There was also an achievement on the Xbox version for getting a load on the back of your truck and getting to the destination with the load 100% damaged, which doesn't benefit you in the game in terms of getting your monetary reward and your reputation, but it gets you a trophy if you are a trophy or an achievement junkie. Ooh, I was looking at chat, see, look, see what happens when you look at chat. Jackknifed it almost. Good job I got a load on, innit? I did a delivery on this last night when I was tired. I shouldn't have played it really. I was on it and I kept nodding and I kept waking up and I was crashing into the central reservation or the barrier. And when I finally got to where I was going after about an hour and a half, the load that I got on was 55% damaged. Don't drive when you're tired, boys and girls. Like, what's going on there? That is weird how the AI drops it in front of you on the road. Rogan says it's even worse on the Xbox and he's running it on the Series X. And he says it's even worse. You've watched Squirrel before, haven't you, Sharky? Does a lot of sim stuff. I'll come across a video of his on YouTube today, completely by random. You know how YouTube throws recommendations at you, of him completely gutting his streaming room, completely ripping everything out, and then redoing it from scratch with new desks, new chairs, new racing rig for doing his racing and his flights and stuff. And I'll tell you what, it's stuff we can only, well, I can only dream of. You know, if I won the lottery and I got myself a big house and I got the garage converted, I'd just sit in there and be a streaming bum all day. I'd get somebody in and pay them and come in and go do me a full setup, professional setup and everything. Are you straight ahead here? Yeah, I'm just going straight ahead. Oh, I've gone through red. But it doesn't matter because it doesn't penalise you. Yet. Oh! I've just got flashed. Now you get flashed, but I don't think you get any like penalty in terms of like money taken off you for it. See, I'd do that kind of thing if I won the lottery, so, I mean, it'd have to be like a lottery win so that I wouldn't have to depend on any form of return of income. But I'd get to do what I love doing in absolute pure comfort. With all top-notch gadgets around me to do it. Oh. Yeah, I've seen 50 plus. He's got a nice setup. Runs a nice channel as well, doesn't he? Get those eyes off the floor, Private. That's Richard Gere's character called in that. I was thinking Mahoney then, but Mahoney's Police Academy, isn't he? Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Well, it wasn't mayonnaise, that's what he called him, didn't he? Oh, here we go, nearly there, I think. I'm quite apprehensive about driving this big rig, having spent 11 or 12 hours in this. There you go, just dropped in as well. That's parked in a weird position as well. Was it parked over here yesterday by the hay barrels? Hmm? What do you want?
Can you zap there?
Yeah. Give me a sec, guys. I'm just going to zap my daughter's drink. Right, here we go. And now I've got to put a card in this. Will it tell me? Supports need to be lifted. What? It needs fuel as well. God damn it, what's it mean by supports need to be lifted? Let's have a look around the truck. See if there's anything I can interact with. Okay, I'm at a loss. Because the ramp is up. I am... I'm going to turn the engine off just in case it's the engine. Those there? I thought that, but then it's not letting me do anything. Normally things you can interact with turn green, and I can't see an option on... Unless you have to do it from inside. But you can't get inside the trucks, can you? I've just thought you can't get inside the trucks. Any buttons on the truck that I need to be aware of? Oh, I can see something glowing green there, I think. There we go. Is that done on both? Yes, done on both. Yes, there we go. So it's a lever. Now, is that lever this side? And I just completely missed it. No, it isn't. It's only on one side, I think. Right, so straight away I've got in this and it's done the same as what it does when you get in your first vehicle. Thanks, Sharky. So, I need the nearest fuel station, which is luckily there's one around the corner there. Yes, 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 I know it's got no bloody thingies, but I was hoping to plot a route, but well, we'll just go with it then. So all we've got to do is go to the end of this road, right, and then right again. So yeah, this was bugged yesterday. If you pick the Scania truck and then come down and try it, this will be here, and it's pretty much exactly the same place all the time. But it will be a Scania truck, and when you get in it, it's bugged. You just get a black screen. What are you trucking waiting for then? Let's get it trucking done. I have to be cautious now that I've got a bigger back end. You were. Oh, I thought it was going to crash then, but no. Part too far forward, I can't see the bleeding lights. Oh! What the hell have I just done? I couldn't have taken that any wider than I did, surely. Right, now what I wanted to look at is doing an actual cattle job. Let me just see if while I'm here, parking brake on, now that I've got this truck, employees, right, let's get somebody on board. Let's get Jason Bradbury in. Want to hire him? Yeah. Then I think, so trophy earned for that as well. So the rigid box currently has no driver. So I want to put him, I want to put Jason in that truck. So that shows that he's in that truck now. I mean, I can sell it, but I'm not going to. So now how do you get him doing jobs? And I want to see about getting... Oh, there he is. He's in my truck, which is there. So if I pick a job here, no. That, what? No jobs? Is that saying with my truck? Right. So let's pick that truck. Then go to logistics. Still says no jobs because it's still trying to do it with my truck. Right, that's probably something I'm going to have to look up how to do, because I want to know how I assign, get him to do jobs. So that's something I'm going to have to look up. Oh, I can buy other trailers as well. But I'm not going to just yet, because I'm still trying to get my head around how I get him doing jobs. Oh, I know. You drop down this menu there. So I'm on logistics. Drop down where it says my name. Select the guy I've just employed. There you go. And I've got jobs. So now I can give him this huge job here that's going to net me just over 10,500 euros. And he'll go about his business. Done. There you go. So he's done. So now I'll go back to my driver. Or me, should I say. And then, where do I get cattle stuff from there then? Was it at the farm that I was at? Yes, there is. There's a job here at the farm where I've just come from. So I haven't got far. Look at that, you get 82 grand as well. Jesus. I'm going to go for the smaller amount of money just in case. It's just because I don't want a long job. I've got to be cautious of time. What we're on, 20 past 5. I'm going to go for the smaller job. See, when you hover your mouse pointer over the jobs, it tells you how far away they are. You get a flag on the map. Can you see that flag? And that gives you an indication of how far away they are in relation to where you are, so you know how far you got to travel. So I'm going to pick this one because it's going to break me in, so to speak. So that's done. That's selected. That's for me in my truck, and Horst is going to be getting on with his job, and it should come up on my Navi system in the game and tell me when he's finished the job. So you can have quite a few employees on the go then, all doing jobs and netting your money. Come on. I'm just going to go in a minute. You can play chicken with me if you want. And he did. He did play chicken with me, the asshole. AI's a bit dumb. Decided to drive into me. Did he? Yeah, he did. And here we go. My first cattle job. Oh, don't be being daft. No, it's alright, they're on red lights. I thought the AI was being daft. I'm going through. I'm going for it. Jesus. Oh, nearly missed my turning. I got away with that, I think. I need to go wide anyway. Right, hang on. Get the lights up. What time is it in game? 7:45 in game. There's the loading bait right in front of me. Right, where's the... Oh, he's up there, freight office. Ooh, look at that, I've got to fit it in. So pick up pigs. So I don't want to open that until I reverse it a little bit, do I? Let's just be the guinea pig. Let's just see if it lets me reverse it with that open. I very much doubt it. Oh, it might do. It might do. I thought it was going to go all the way down. Here we go. See, you don't get this on ETS, do you? Oh, hang on. I think I've hit the other side. This is giving us some extra challenge now, this is good. I'm liking this. This spice things up a bit, this has. You what? I've already opened it, haven't I? Oh, I've got to open that. Right. Peppa Pig. Bloody hell, huh, mate? Hey, don't get this on ETS, do you? Wow, that's a lot of pork. I've got to close that door again. Yeah. No, keep it down in there. Right, and off we go. Oh, let's try not to damage the load, eh? Feels heavier now that I've actually got a load on the back. You can feel a slight difference. Something I quickly want to check. Because if you zoom, see, this map is not real time, so if I stayed on this map now, you will not see his marker move, but he is moving. But if I came out of this map and then went back into it in about 3 minutes time, he'll be further up on whatever route he's been given. But it isn't real time, because it essentially pauses the game. But he is going about his business and doing that delivery for me. So I've got him doing the delivery for me, plus I've got the one that I'm doing, which is worth, what was it, 29 grand? 29,000 euros just over. Start raking the money in now. I've turned that off, Zodius. You can enable it, which I did do, which I figured out how to do, but Rogan says that the whole system is broke anyway and doesn't operate as it would do in real life, and I don't like the rest system. There's an option on the vehicle here that this EU control unit upset mode. If I hit that, that will upset the fact that I've put my card in and I'm driving, and then that timer will start ticking down. That timer is 9 hours, but in real time it's about 55 minutes. But there's no official rest stations as such. So you can pretty much, I could be driving down this stretch of road that I'm on now, and if this timer pops up and says you need to rest, I can literally rest while still driving forward. The screen will go black, I'll get an accelerated timer ticking down, and then when the screen, when my view returns to normal, the time will have accelerated by X amount of hours. In a minute, let me put my wipers on. The time would have accelerated by a set amount of hours, so if it was, say, night time now, it'll suddenly be daytime, and I would have had my rest. But it's a bit of a faff, because I enabled it, I figured out how to rest, but then I couldn't figure out how to reset it. So, bearing in mind that the system's a bit pants anyway, and it doesn't function as it would in real life, I've knocked it off. I don't want to be tied to needing to rest every 55 minutes, and it being immersion breaking anyway, because it's not exactly telling me to go and rest at an official resting station, which I would have preferred. That's something Truck Driver did get right, where if you needed to rest, you needed to go to an official resting station like a motel or a car park or a hard shoulder. Whoa, come on. I can't even pull out now because arsehole. So what's going on there then? Has he had a bump with someone? No, he's just the AI being dicky. Yeah, it's not very good. I want it. Ideally, I'd want it changing, Zodius, to something whereas you'd have to be cautious about planning your journey much better and knowing when to gamble and take a rest break and when not to gamble. If you had to go to official markers on the map to do it, I'd much prefer that kind of system. Well, how much wider can I bloody go? Right, I'm going to try the external view next time I go around the corner like that and see how much wider I can go. You can feel weight difference here now. It's pushing at the back of me and pushing me down that bank then. Oh, it's going to change. I think he's waiting for the sale, Venrith. Unless any of us lot stream it and can tip him over the edge, I think he's waiting for it be on sale because he's got more than enough to be getting on with, he says. I think I'm going to pick it up after this stream, to be honest. I was going to pick it up yesterday, but then this landed on my in my email a day early than expected. Another thing with that resting meter as well, Zodius, is because the game doesn't hold your hand as such and tell you how to use the system. I don't know, unless it's had a straightforward tutorial telling me exactly what to do, then that puts me off as well. Because like I say, I got caught out with it earlier on in the stream where I needed to rest because I accidentally enabled it last night during my playthrough last night. I enabled it, so at the beginning of this stream it triggered and went off and said that I needed to rest, and I was all fingers and thumbs trying to figure out how to do it. Then when I did it, I don't know how I did it, because I was just thought my fingers were all over the pad trying to do it. And then when I had done it, and it was telling me that I needed to reset it again, I didn't know how to reset it. I've already told him, Sharky, I've told Venrith, he's got to stream it to tip you over the edge. This is going to be tricky, isn't it? I was already bad for hitting the sides coming down there, and the rigid box truck, let alone this big ass trailer. There we go. No worries, Sharky. See you later, bud. This will be my last drop now anyway, this, and then it's tea time for me and the kids. Now I've finally got this trailer and I've got my pigs on board. Yeah, I did. I saw my stats, something like 3,800 hours I'd played on my PlayStation 4. And I went and stuck it in a calculator and I was like, how many hours is there actually in a year? So I did 24 hours times 365 days, and there's 8,000 hours, so I spent half the year playing games. My most played game was SnowRunner, 144 hours. Second was Ghost of Tsushima for 101 hours. And I can't remember the other one after that. I'm trying to remember what my third. Hang on, I took a screenshot of it. Wait there. Oh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, 102 hours, 114 hours for Ghost of Tsushima. I can't believe I put that much time into a Call of Duty, because the campaign's only about 4.5 hours long, so the rest of it's all going to be multiplayer and Warzone. YouTube was my killer. Last year, Zodius, YouTube... Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, I didn't check my mirrors when I moved over. Pillock. During the first initial lockdown last year... It's still knocking into my trailer. During the first initial lockdown last year, when I wasn't playing games, the rest of my time, it was pretty much just vegging. Completely comatose out watching YouTube videos. See, I've got no indication, without looking at the map, I've got no indication of how long I've got left on the journey. Oof. I'm in danger of cutting him up behind me then, because I wasn't watching. The stick is in cruise control, so I've just got to worry about the steering. Did he just vanish? That truck vanished at the side of me then? That happens a lot as well. Let's see where I am in relation to Where I've got to go. Look at that. Some fair distance cover still, that. I've got to reverse the thing in there as well and get there. And unload the little porky beggars. I'm going to cut them up. Right, come out of cruise control, get the foot down, I want to get there quick. Oh. Sound effects suddenly just changed. That mean the rating's just going to suddenly stop. It normally does. When it does that, the transition will just suddenly change. And then he's still gone and crashed into me when there was no need. So I have fed that back. I've fed back that the AI seems to be a bit dopey and tries to actually occupy space that you're already in, and there's no need for them to try and just move over onto you, treating you as if you're not there. God, the concentration. You have to keep making little minute alterations to your placements on the road. Oh. Careful, load damaged. Why did it suddenly go light? Oh, getting off here. Horse fort again, I will keep getting horse fort. I'll tell you what, them drives on them long stretches of motorway take the toll on you if you're a bit tired. Ugh. Can't be far to go now. No, I think I can see it up ahead on the map. Ooh. Shit. No, 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 no. Come on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Go on. Leave the engine on. I'll tell you what, that ain't that bad, you know. In fact, hang on, let me go to... I don't want me to go to the office yet, did it? Or did it? Yeah, it did. Let me go to the office. On the PC version, when you went to the freight office areas, it used to have a system where you would sign like a piece of paper, scribble. I had it then as well, it's all green. There, stop. Come on then, Pepper. Oof, smells. Yeah, you should have a system where when you go to the freight office, you get like on that board that comes up where you accept the job, you'd sign as well. There'd be a white bit at the bottom, like a clipboard, and you'd sign and you'd scribble with your mouse on the PC. And I never thought that that would translate very well onto console anyway, because you're not using a mouse. But they've taken it out of the well, at level 2, doing that job. But they've taken it out of the PC version as well. And I would imagine it's because of people drawing obscene things on it, is my only guess. Right, let me just pull forward here a second because I want to check something. Right, when I get in the vehicle, it saves, right. You get the save icon top left, so I know that it's saved. Let me just have a look how my guy is doing on his job. He's there, he's nowhere near yet. So I wonder if I save this, will he still be, I hope he'll still be there when I come back, and I doubt it's going to complete while I come off. and carry on running in the background. He's just gonna complete that job in his own time when I come back on, I would imagine. So yes, that is me done, guys. So I'm going to throw over the raid to Sharky, who went live, and I'm assuming he went live and he's having a to-do on this. So, again, I'm enjoying fitting these streams in. It gives me an incentive, get schoolwork, just the schooling done. Set myself a time of being done by 2:30. And it sets me up good for fitter streaming whilst I'm still on furlough. So thank you guys for stopping by. I'll catch up with you no doubt in Sharky's stream in a second. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one.